People don't buy your credentials, they buy your energy. If you're looking for the ultimate career and job, and you're sick and tired of where you're at right now, you don't want to miss this show. Come on back, y'all. It's Nez Nation Live, prime time. Come on in. Welcome one and all to Nez Nation Live. This is the Personal Branding 101 live stream podcast show. It is I, Professor Nez, coming at you live. And today I am going to talk to you about, this is going to be a career coaching mastermind. Enough is enough. I'm going to get down and dirty. I'm going to get totally real, straight up, 100% brain-busting, bone marrow content coming at you. If you're looking for, and actually, you know what? This has a lot more to do with not just a career change, not just trying to find a job, but really anything. If you want to grow a business, if you want to start a business, if you want to go after anything in life, both professionally and personally, then you have to check out this show. You have to check out the rest of this video because you're going to love it, especially if you're watching this in the replay. I am Professor Nez. I'm a personal branding coach, executive career coach. I'm also a business owner, and I'm a business writing professor at several universities here in Southern California, notably Chapman University being one of them. I've been pretty much doing this for over 28 plus years, and I have an agency called the Professor Nez Consulting Agency, where we help people with their mindset and their messaging, helping you to build your online reputation so that you can grow faster, earn more income, and stress less. Come on in. We're live. Let me know where you're joining us from. Mr. John Capos, how are you, sir? It's Chocolate Johnny. Good day, Chocolate Johnny. Did you get LinkedIn Live yet? I hope you did. You deserve it, brother. We are live in 5 different places. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on YouTube. Come on in. Good to see you, Roz. Car Galaxy Studios in the house. Can't wait to see you at Vid Summit. If you're going to Vid Summit, let me know in the chat down below because I would love to know if you're going to come join us. The Vid Summit is the premier video marketing conference helping you to succeed in video and online. It's going to be in October. I can't wait to see my online fam, my Nez Nation fam. And if you're new to my channel, if you're new to this show, this is where we talk about how to discover your purpose, how to communicate your message so that you can impact your audience. It all starts in here. You've got to have the right mindset, and then you've got to know how to communicate that. Did you know that 85%, I would say it's probably 99%, and look this up. This is from the Dale Carnegie Institute of Technology, this stat. Over 85% of your financial success take two. Boop. Over 85% of your financial success is due to your personality, your ability to communicate, negotiate, and lead. It starts with this dude right here. You've got to be able to get your message out there. Personal branding is just another word for 21st century communications. It's about getting your voice out there, getting your message out there. If you're frustrated in your job, if you're frustrated in your life, if you want to do something different, if you want to create a whole new life for yourself, you want to create a whole new way to make money, a whole new way to basically dictate your day to day, this is what it's all about. This is where everybody is communicating. This is where the world. It's the same reason why Netflix has Hollywood running scared, and the same reason why Amazon runs the world. It's literally adaptation. Nothing has changed in over 2,000 years. Nothing has changed. Personal branding has been around forever. It's just now there's less gatekeepers. Now you can go directly to your audience. Now I can create my very own podcast show and get my message out there, but I have to communicate it in a very compelling fashion. And so please come on in, and don't forget, go check out our podcast. If you're somebody, good to see you, Roz from South Australia. Good to see you, Roz. I'm going to put your comment up here on the chat here. Roz Bounty, she is an awesome live streamer herself. Go check out her channel. If you're somebody who is trying to really look for something right now, I'm going to give you some of the rawest, realest. It's going to be personal. It's going to be the most helpful. Absolute wisdom grenades are going to drop on your dome today. In my 20 plus years of helping clients, helping individuals to get the careers that they want and get ahead in their career and in their job. But it's also going to relate to everything else. Okay. And I'm going to start by telling a real kind of personal story. Come on in. Please let me know where you're joining us from, especially if you're on LinkedIn, YouTube. Good to see you. We're live on Periscope. We're live on Facebook. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go share this really quickly on my business page as well. Come on in. Let me know where you're joining us from, and let me know in the comments down below, what are your number one tips for getting the kind of career and job that you want? And I'm going to go even beyond. I mean, I help people. I basically design, write, and overhaul people's LinkedIn profile so that it represents who they are. It represents their value to the world. And I also create brand new state-of-the-art 21st century modern resumes that help people to really get ahead and get past the HR scanners, the ATS scanners, and all the algorithms. I know the LinkedIn algorithm by heart. I know the Google algorithm. I know the YouTube algorithm, and I know the HR algorithms. And so that's what I do. And if you're interested in getting more than what you get today in this free live stream, you could almost say webinar, masterclass on career coaching and going after the job that you want, make sure you reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm Professor Nez, or just go to professornez.com and hang out with me. Check out my testimonials. I would love to work with you. Okay. I'm going to share this really quickly on a couple of places. Let me know. Roz, yes, I am live on Twitch. Absolutely. I'm live on Twitch. We're live in 5 different places: YouTube, LinkedIn. We're also live on Facebook. I'm also putting this on my Facebook. We have our very own Nez Nation Live podcast Facebook page. So if you're interested, I post all sorts of content that helps you to discover who you are and how to communicate that to the world. It's mindset and messaging. It's very, very simple. I help you build a personal brand that stands out so that you can earn more, grow faster, and stress less. That's my tagline. That's my elevator pitch. I have been a communicator, a lover of words. I eat, sleep, and breathe language, a communication master for over 28 plus years. I love doing this. This is what I was born to do. And I love helping people to get to the next level. So that's my whole story right there. Okay. And, thank you so much, Joseph. Joseph is in the house. Joseph is a client of mine. Joseph, tell these people how amazing I am. And if you don't mind, tell people how humble I am too. Joseph, it's great to see you, sir. I'm just going to get a little bit of water. It's so good to see you, Joseph. Joseph, where are you joining us from? Are you at home right now, Joseph? Great to see you. John, I hope you're still here. You're going to love this, Joseph, because this actually pertains to you as well. Joseph was a recent client of mine. An amazing, and by the way, if you're looking for somebody who is just an absolute wizard in the IT field, project management, technical leader, check out my man, Joseph Gaspard. And I hope I'm not butchering that last name. I apologize if I am. CK in the house on YouTube. How you doing, CK? Good to see you, construction cronies. Tell me you're going to Vid Summit, because I would love to see you. It's so good to see you, sir. How are you? So I'm very, very excited. And Joseph, this is definitely going to pertain to you, my friend. It is definitely going to pertain to you, and I'm going to jump right into it. But first, this is what I want to do. I want to just tell a little bit of a story. So I've pretty much been in business my entire life. Midnight Madness 4x4. How are you, sir? Good to see you. It's so great to see Car Galaxy Studios. I've pretty much been in business my entire life. When I was 12 years old, I helped my mom, who ran a leather accessories retail store. She's been in business for over 30 years. And I worked with her and helped her build the business and helped her in the business, outside the business, inside, outside. And then, in my 20s, I kind of got sick of the whole flash in your pan, hashtag flash fam. Good to see you. And then in my 20s, I kind of got, I was sort of sick of the whole, the grind got to me in my 20s. Which is really ironic now, because I'm a full-fledged, I run my own business, several businesses. I've got my agency, which we help with personal branding, executive career coaching, and then I've also got my academy, beyondtheboxacademy.com. These are premier courses taught by moi, helping you to get to the next level with your mindset and your messaging. We actually have a flagship course, Personal Branding 101, and I'm happy to give you a discount. Just use, especially if you're live here on LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you are, use the coupon code NESNation minus the hashtag, and you'll get 30% off. Go to beyondtheboxacademy.com. And then the greatest recession hit. So I got my master's degree. This was about 2005, 2006. And then we entered into, what happened after that? We entered the financial collapse. And this is really the impetus for me going live today and helping you guys. And this is the real gist of how you need to get a career, how to get the ultimate job that you want. It is beyond just a resume. It is beyond just having a pitch perfect, beautifully polished LinkedIn profile. Those two are important. But what I did during the greatest recession of my time, at least since the Great Depression, what I did is what I'm going to share with you today, and it's exactly what you need to do as well. Make sure you share this out. If you know somebody, and smash that smash button, give me some likes, give me some hearts, give me some insights, give me some reactions here on LinkedIn. And I'm happy to answer questions as well. If you have any questions, let me know. Let's try to keep the questions for maybe 25, 30 minutes from now, because I'm going to go through my content, and then I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. And let me know how I'm coming in, if my audio sounds good. So I had an okay resume, okay? I had several degrees. I have 3 degrees, okay? And that helped with my credentials. But as I said at the top of the show, people don't buy your credentials, they buy your energy. Your credentials are only 30% of the game. The rest is up to you. It is up to you to do the rest, okay? Thank you for joining me on LinkedIn. Make sure you smash the smash button. Give me some likes. Give me some comments. Let me know how I'm coming in. Let me know where you're joining me from. I would love to know. And if you're on LinkedIn, make sure you follow the hashtag NESNation for more brain-busting content coming at you, because I get right in you. I get right up in you. I get raw. I get truthful. There is so much transparency coming out of me, you won't believe it. And I just really try to come at this from my rawest experiences, plus all the research and all the experiential and intellectual knowledge that I've had, although experiential knowledge is much more valuable to me. So make sure you follow. If you want to learn everything about personal branding, everything about mindset, everything about messaging, I got you covered, and it's all free. It's all free. You don't have to pay a cent. You just have to be here. You can even watch it you don't even have to be here. You can watch it on the replay. How beautiful is that? Lizette Flores. How are you, Lizette? Good to see you. Come on in. I had an okay resume. I had okay credentials. Well, better than okay credentials. Let's say that. And, by that point on LinkedIn, I just started on LinkedIn. I just started on LinkedIn in 2006, 2007. So my LinkedIn wasn't even near the powerhouse that it is now. I mean, I call this, and Joseph will back me up if he's still here, LinkedIn is your virtual business card. Instead of answering that question, what do? You know what I do now? I just say, check out my LinkedIn profile, man. It's all there. If you've got a LinkedIn profile that properly identifies who you are, what value you bring, and how you can solve problems, just tell people to take out their phone and go click on my LinkedIn profile. How beautiful is that? You don't have to cut down trees. You don't need a business card anymore. Just have them go to your LinkedIn profile. And there's other ways you can brand yourself too online, and we'll talk about that. I'm going to be giving you guys so much content over the next 6-7 months. I mean, what am I saying? For the rest of my life. I mean, you're going to get it. You're going to get the best of the best. So make sure that you stay tuned. But beyond my resume, beyond my LinkedIn profile, what I did that I think stood out and why I got the most gigs, I decided that I wanted to be a professor, and I decided that I wanted to teach more than what I had been doing before. I was doing sort of grad school teaching, and I was teaching at charter schools, and I was teaching at academies, these sort of I don't want to say smaller venues. They're important venues. They're important institutions, but they didn't require the type of credentials that you need to teach at the university. So, I mean, I've pretty much been teaching my whole entire life. But I needed to actually, I was thinking about getting, settled and getting a family, and I needed benefits, the whole 9 yards. So I had a decent resume. It wasn't the best. LinkedIn wasn't even near what it was now. This was the differential. What allowed me to get the gigs that I wanted. And this is what you have to do. If you want to get the career that you want, if there's something out there that you're like, that's perfect for me, you've got to do more than click apply. You've got to do more than the bare minimum. The bare minimum is please supply your cover letter, resume, or transcripts or credentials, what have you, references. That is the bare minimum. You've got to get creative. You've got to get innovative. You've got to go out there and grab it. You got to go after it. You've got to get on the phone with these people. You've got to follow up. Business owners, coaches, consultants, back me up on this. I would say 40, if not half of my business comes from follow-ups. Okay? People are busy just applying for a job. I get this all the time from my clients. As a matter of fact, I got one of these very, very recently. Thank you, Lizette. Fantastic. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast too, Lizette, because boy, we've got some amazing content all about personal branding, all about LinkedIn, all about video, all about messaging, mindset, getting your brand down so people can understand you. Subscribe to our podcast, Lizette. That's so awesome. Please be careful while you're driving, because some of this content could cause you to lose your balance. And I don't want that to happen, because this type of content, it's explosive, Lizette. So be careful on the road. I don't know if it's safe listening to Nez while you're driving. I'm sure the sheriff, I'm sure the highway patrol, it's got to be a statute somewhere. Don't listen to Nez while you're driving. No, I'm kidding. And so, thank you, Roz. I'm seeing the term academy a lot more with people setting up online teaching. Yeah, well, it's a fantastic way to build a revenue stream for yourself. But the difference between me and everybody else is I've been actually doing this for real. I've been actually teaching. I'm an actual professor. I'm not just an entrepreneur or some guy, in a tank top who just decided to start an academy. I mean, it's really, this is something that I tell, and Roz, and I'm not, impugning on anybody's work, but I'm saying, Car Galaxy says he's lost his balance. I got to add that to the stream. Lost my balance, literally. Thank you, Car Galaxy. I can't wait to meet you, brother. It's different than there. I see a lot of, this is what I tell my students all the time, verify everything. Just because somebody has an academy doesn't mean jack. Who are they to teach this academy? What's their expertise? What's their credentials? Do they know what they're talking about? Before you spend money on them, you need to know who they are. You need to like them. And you need to, before you even conduct business with them, you need to trust them. Now, trust comes in multiple different ways, but I think the best way to do it is through building a standout personal brand. And what does that mean? Getting out there. communicating who you are, three-dimensionalizing who you are, demonstrating who you are, showing who you are. I'm an executive career coach, and most of my business is helping people with their resume. And right now, I'm going to destroy my very own business by saying this. Guess what, guys? The resume is dead. If it's not dead today, it will be dead sooner than later. Your resume is going to be your online reputation, your online presence. Do you have something to show for yourself? You don't have to create videos. You don't have to create podcasts. You don't have to always, there's not just one way to do it. There's many, many different ways to do it. But it's important that you take strategic ownership over your online brand, because that's where everybody's going. I'm going to share another stat with you that I shared very recently in a previous stream. Over 92% of employers, okay, I mean, if employers do this, imagine what consumers do. Over 92% of employers search your social media profiles during the job interview process. What does that tell you? You got to understand behavior. You got to understand where the attention is. You got to understand how you need to reach your target audience. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if this makes sense. Leave some comments down below. Roz Bounty says, "Oh, it's that. It's that. Who are they? That is hard to find out sometimes." Well, yeah. I think I'm a big believer. If you're finding out who are they, yeah. Well, I would say do your research. Do your research, and sometimes that just requires doing some online scavenging, online investigative journalism. Really find out everything you can about this so-called academy. You know, just because it has a fancy logo or whatnot doesn't mean that it's the end-all be-all. Doesn't mean that they even know the first thing about what they're selling. I always say do your research. Now, what's beautiful about building a personal brand is they come to you. You have earned their trust. You've earned their attention. You've shown them. You've provided some kind of value. You've provided some kind of help, some kind of information, something that they need, something that actually pertains to their own life, that resonates with what they want and what problem they have, and you are the solution. That's amazing. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, if you go to my profile, and then if you're trying to find us on LinkedIn, if you're trying to find the LinkedIn stream, if you go to my profile and click on See All Activity, you should be able to, you have to scroll down and click on See All Activity. You should be able to join me over on LinkedIn. Those of you who are on LinkedIn Live right now, did you guys get a notification? I'd love to know, or did I just show up in your feed? Please let me know. I would love to know how you found out about me and how you found out about this stream. That would mean the world to me. You've got to go after it. I had a client very recently, and I had to get on the phone with them and explain to them that it's not just as easy as having a resume and a LinkedIn brand. You can't just send out a bunch of applications and then pray. You just can't do that. Your competition is doing this. The competition is fiercer than we've ever seen before. Your competition is doing exactly what I did during the greatest recession of our time. I actually went on my feet. I put boots to the ground, went to the actual company. I actually, for one specific gig, I waited for the dean to get done with lunch and just sat outside his office for 3 hours. And then finally, when he came out, he was like, "Who in the world are you?" And that was my 15 seconds that I had, less than that actually. And I had my CV in my hand. That was my 15 seconds to communicate, this is who I am, this is what I want to do, this is how I can help you. It's not about you. It has nothing to do with you. These people are busy. Just because they don't call you back, just because they don't call you in for an interview, doesn't mean that they don't like you. These are busy, busy people. They don't have time to go through all these applications. They don't have time. They don't have time. You need to save them time. You need to be innovative. You need to be creative. It's bigger than just a resume. It's bigger than just having a website. It's bigger than just having a LinkedIn brand. You've got to go after it. You cannot be afraid to get on the phone with these people. One client that I advised who was having some problems, and I helped them with their resume and their LinkedIn brand, and it had been quite a while. It had been maybe 6 or 7 weeks, and they weren't hearing anything back. And I told them, I said, look, you've got to, like, did you get any feedback? Did you hear? Well, no, I just got these automated responses. Okay, I understand that. I understand the automated responses, and it stinks to get those. It feels so dehumanizing. But, and? I always say, and what? Are you just going to like sit there and mope and just say, oh, well, I guess that didn't work? I would do my best, okay, now that automaticity has really taken over our lives, both in commerce, business, personal, transactions, communications, everything. Automaticity is taking over. And the chatbots, the robots, the automated messages, that's more prevalent now than it ever has been. It's probably only going to become more and more abundant. Try to get in. There's ways. There's always a way to contact an actual human being. You cannot use the excuse, well, nobody's contacted me. So I told this individual, this is what I did. I told this individual, I said, call the company, call the office, talk to a human being, actually ask the question, excuse me, hi, and be very, very polite, be professional. Excuse me, hi, I'm going to give you a real life example. This is a real life example. Excuse me, yeah, hi, hello, my name is, John Doe, and I applied recently to the position of project manager, and I was just wondering if there's any chance that I could, get the contact information for the person who's in charge of this position, who's hiring for this position? What's the worst thing that they could say to you? Let me know in the chat. What is the worst thing that they could say to you? I want to know. Hi, my name is Nez. I applied for the position of Vice President of Sales, and it's been about 10 days, 8 days, and I always say follow up. Don't follow up after a day or two, okay? It's kind of like dating. Remember dating, the rule of thumb, you wait at least 3 days? Well, you don't call them back the next day, even though it's kind of a ridiculous rule anyway. You don't ever want to call them right back, right? The rule of thumb is that you wait at least, 2 or 3 days. And I always say when it comes to following up for jobs, wait at least 7 to 10 days before you follow up. Okay, give them time to immerse themselves in the process. Give them time to digest everything, because I'm sure they've got thousands of applications. Okay, we're living in the greatest economy that we've seen in the last 12 years. So, the job marketplace is red hot, and it doesn't seem to be cooling off at all. Unemployment's at 3.2 or something%, something asinine like that. So it's really, really important that you try to get a hold of the actual individual, even if you just get their email. I'm always a big fan of leaving a voice message. What's the worst thing that could happen? Car Galaxy Studios. I'm calling the cops. Go ahead, call the cops. What am I doing? I'm just asking if I can get contact information. The cops can't do jack to you. I know you're kidding. Roz Bounty says, as population continues to grow, yes, the competition for work jobs is going to grow as well. Exactly. All the more reason that you need to adapt. All the more reason that you need to come up with creative, innovative ways. Here's another perfect example. You could search this on Google. There was an individual who bought like gourmet pastries and put their resume inside the cover of the pastry box. It was like a dozen pastries. And in the underlining of inside of the pastry box, they put their resume and a little note that said, I would love to meet with you. Please give me a chance. Here is my resume. And by the way, enjoy these pastries. Wow. Talk about a creative, unique way of getting attention. And guess what, Nez Nation? Guess what? Do you think that individual got at least an interview? I can't remember if they got the job. I think they did get the job. But what were the odds of them getting an interview after something so imaginative, innovative, and creative as that? Well, they definitely got the interview, okay? And that's what you want more than anything. Your resume and your LinkedIn brand are really designed to communicate exactly who you are, why people should be paying attention to you, and what problem you can solve. If you're looking for a career or a job or an ultimate, change in your life or transition, Well, then that purports to or equals or is congruent to getting an interview. You want to get your foot in that door, right? When you're in the interview, it's up to you. That's where communication comes in. That's where understanding your value proposition. That's where understanding how you brand yourself and market yourself when you're in a face-to-face scenario, right? That's huge. Very, very huge. If you're a business, right, then having a brand that speaks to who you are, why people should be paying attention to you, and what problem you solve, that needs to be something that makes it so easy for customers and clients to get a hold of you, makes it easy for people to reach out to you, that it takes very little effort. It takes very little effort for them to understand, okay, Nez actually can solve my problem. Okay, Nez has a streamlined, beautiful brand that speaks to who he is, what he can do for me, and why I need to pay attention to him and what problem he can solve. That's all you need to do. It's not about selling. It's not about converting. It's about being understood. Most people have amazing credentials. Most people have amazing attributes, amazing assets that are sellable, that are marketable. But the problem is, somewhere along the way, you've got it in your head that more is less, or more is more, rather. And it's just not. It's just not. That you need to cram your brand, cram your website, cram your landing page, cram your resume, cram your LinkedIn profile with everything and anything so they don't miss anything. They don't need everything. They only need a few succinct, concise points that exemplify who you are. That's all they need. It needs to be very frictionless. We've heard this term before. You need to create a frictionless conveyance. That's why I always say less is more. You see, the reason that my clients are successful is because I understand consumer behavior. I understand the psychology. Nobody has time to read resumes. Nobody have time to filter and weed through and wade through all this info dump and all this fluff that usually resides on your resume or usually resides on your LinkedIn brand, especially on your website. I do business coaching too. Does that make sense, guys? So the guy who put the resume inside the pastry box, that's called going after it. You've got to go after it. Jenny Tai on YouTube. Thank you for your comment. Jenny Tai says, I've always been impressed by candidates who make the effort to pop in, to introduce themselves, and I would interview on the spot. Exactly. I mean, Jenny, thank you so much for joining us on YouTube. Yeah, exactly, Jenny. Thank you so much. Another brilliant. Thank you, Roz. Thank you so much. Catch the replay. I'd love to see you. Jenny says, we don't have time to read 4 pages of a resume. Nobody does. Even 2 pages is pushing it. Very well said, Jenny. Thank you so much. I hope I'm saying that right. If it's Jenny or Genny, correct me. I apologize. Absolutely. So well said. Thank you. See how brilliant our Nez Nation audience is? Look at this awesome audience. I love you guys. We have the greatest, most intelligent, most professional, most successful, most innovative, creative live stream podcast audience members ever. So grateful for you guys. And Jenny, correct me if I'm wrong, if I may. How many times have you liked a person just based on their resume, based on maybe their LinkedIn profile, but because you're so busy, because you don't have time, maybe perhaps you overlooked them, or maybe perhaps you forgot to send them an email or forgot to send them a contact, and maybe somebody else in your division or somebody else came along, and because you were pressed for time, you had a deadline, you had a budget, you just decided to interview the last person's resume that you got. How many times has that happened? This is what I'm telling you with a G. Okay. Genny then, not Jenny with a J. Okay, Genny, is that? Give me a thumbs up if it's Genny. Give me a thumbs down if it's not. Or give me a thumbs up if it's Genny. Give me a whatever, a smiley face if it's Jenny. Sorry, I apologize. I've had so many clients, I haven't heard back from them. Hey, Nez, your resume's not working. Hey, Nez, the LinkedIn profile that you created for me is not working. Well, how long has it been? Well, I've only applied to 2 places in 3 weeks. What? That's another thing that you need to understand. It takes time. The average time it takes to secure a high-level six-figure career position is 60 to 90 days. That's average. And that's when you're applying consistently. We're talking hundreds of applications. It's a numbers game, y'all, no matter how beautiful. Now, I'm not saying that it always takes. I'm not saying that it's always it always takes that long. But what I'm saying is that you if you've only applied to a couple of places and it's only been 10 days or 2 weeks, then that doesn't that's just not going to cut it. You cannot say, "Oh my God, what happened? I don't have any. It's not working for me." You've got to understand. It takes time. It takes patience. And you have to... Oh, it is Jennifer. Okay, it's spelled... Thank you so much, Car, for correcting. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny says... thank you so much, Car Galaxy. I appreciate that on YouTube. Jenny says... oh, by the way, I can't see if I got... Okay, cool. I was trying to see... I couldn't tell if I got a super chat or not. I think on Ecamm it does, but on StreamYard it's hard to tell. Hint, hint. Just a subtle poke right there. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny says, resumes all look and sound the same. I don't know if you heard me say this, Jenny, but I'm an executive career coach. My whole agency helps clients with their resume and their LinkedIn brand. I'm actually saying something that contradicts my entire business model. I'm saying that the resume is dead because the resume is just a two-dimensional context. Now that we understand that creating a three-dimensional context of who you are through a standout personal brand is where it's at. Because why? Because people can see you, they can feel you, they can understand you, they can get a good idea, three-dimensional insight into who you are, how you talk, how you communicate, what value you provide. Okay, so I got to be clear on this. Just give me a thumbs up if it's Genny. It's not Jennifer, however, just say Genny. Okay, so Jennifer, am I saying Jennifer? I apologize. So it's Jenny then? Give me a thumbs up if it's Jenny. I really want to get this right. I apologize. Is it Jenny or Genny? Please correct me on that. I apologize. Okay, so it's generally someone who takes the risk by being different that stands out. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about with the pastry candidate, the candidate who put his resume inside a pastry box. You've got to find unique, creative ways. I would advise everybody listening and watching, this is the same exact advice that I give to my executive clients. Create a 30-second. So it's Jenny. Okay, thank you. Jenny Tai. Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate it. But it's with a G. It's just spelled with a G. Okay, thank you. Not Jennifer. I apologize. Thank you, Jenny. I advise this to all my executive clients. I advise this for all my executive clients. John Foster in the house. How are you, John? Good to see you. He's a client of mine. Great to see you, John. Where are you joining us from, John? Are you over in Orange County right now? Let me know in the chat. Give me some likes. Give me some thumbs up for crying out loud. The Urban Explorer, Neil. What up, Neil? Neil's going to be at Vid Summit. Can't wait to see the Urban Explorer there. How are you, sir? Come on in. I'm just ranting and raving about how people need to go about getting what they want in life and in their career. For crying out loud, you got to go after it. You got to be creative. You got to be innovative. You got to think, what is it that's inside you that maybe it's kind of itching at you, but your kind of sort of logic mind is telling you, idiot, don't do that. I say do that. What's the worst that could happen? They say no. So what? John Foster on LinkedIn says Lake Forest. Okay, good to see you, John. John says, which platforms for video? Okay, hold on a second, John. Hold on to that question. I'm going to come back to that. Remind me in a second because I really want to come back to that, okay? I've been advising my executive clients, and I'm really all my clients to do this, because I believe the resume is officially going to be extinct sooner than later. Your LinkedIn brand and creating content, creating more than ever, why I'm going to Vid Summit, creating video content that three-dimensionalizes who you are, that actually shows, doesn't tell, it shows. It's not just a list of responsibilities and duties and even a list of achievements, because we all know when we read those things, and I'm sure Jenny will back me up on this. Jenny, let me know in the chat what it is that you do. You seem to have a lot of experience with this. Are you a hiring manager or an HR specialist or something? I'd love to know. People say all sorts of things on their resume. People say all sorts of fantastical, exaggerated, dramatic things. Is it really the truth? Do I really care? Creating a 30-second or less elevator pitch video, okay? Creating content on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram, on wherever the platform that your audience resides. Maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's Snapchat, maybe it's podcasting. Maybe it's through writing, publishing articles on Medium or on your website, blogging, whatever it is, whatever the medium is. You have to taste, you have to experiment, you have to try different things. That is the best way to show people who you are. And I think that's the fastest way to accelerate trust. That is the fastest way. Thank you so much, Jenny, HR manager. Welcome to the channel. I hope you subscribe, because I'm bringing bone marrow, brain-busting content to you on a weekly basis. Over 28 plus years experience with business, executive career coaching, mindset, messaging, personal branding, you name it, I'm here for you. So nice to have you here, Jenny, in the retail sector. Fantastic. Ruben Gutierrez. Ruben Gutierrez, how in the world are you? Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while, Ruben. Good to see you. John, I want to get back to your question, or maybe I kind of sort of answered it. Maybe, sort of. I would say for you, John, and what you do, especially because I know real estate is something you're passionate about, holy macadamia nut, you should be, everybody should have a YouTube channel first, because YouTube is the ultimate video platform. But LinkedIn, check out this stat. I mean, over 40% of the people on LinkedIn are making more income, more than, I think something like more than half the median salary range in the US. So people on LinkedIn, your clients, your customers, your audience, these are people who have the means to really something that you can leverage for your brand, for your business. If you do it the right way, if you do it consistently, if you do it authentically, if you're not trying to posture, if you're not trying to pull any pretenses, if you're actually not creating content that says me, but rather flip that script and it communicates, this is what I feel I can do for you. This is how I can help you. This is how I can provide value for you. Those are the greatest brands in the world. The greatest brands in the world do that in spades. Why am I doing this live stream podcast show? Well, I love doing, I'm the happiest dude on earth. I get to do what I love and people pay me. I'm a natural born coach, mentor, and teacher. My father was a professor. My grandfather was a superintendent. It's in my blood. It's in my DNA. I love doing this. I run a business that's all about helping people with their brand and their messaging and their career. So I love doing this. I was born to do this, for crying out loud. I basically do live streams in front of audiences every single time I go to work. I give a public presentation. That's what this is. This is a public presentation. That's all it is. I have lecture halls with 200 plus students in it on a yearly, annual, year-over-year, monthly, weekly, daily basis. I love doing this. So I just naturally fit in. I naturally was able to, transition into building an entire agency that helps people to get their message out there. And I love doing this. But why am I doing this live stream right now? What am I doing? Why am I doing this right now? Besides loving to help people, it's because I'm building my ethos. I'm building my credibility by hopefully offering you unbounded, profound value. Hopefully that gives you an idea of who I am, what I am. Maybe I want to listen to more. Maybe I want to share this with my friends. Maybe I want to share this with my entire sales department. And this stuff works, y'all. This stuff works. I can't tell you how many times. I just recently got a 5-figure gig. I'm not bragging. Anybody can do this. I just recently got a 5-figure gig to teach an entire sales team at a very prominent company what is personal branding, how to leverage it, how to train their sales team to be more cohesive, to be more communicative, work better together, and streamline their processes. That's all communication. Everything is under the umbrella of communication. Personal branding is synonymous with 21st century communications. If you're not communicating in this era with these means and these mediums, you're living in the past. Then you're Blockbuster. I don't want you to be Blockbuster. I want you to be Netflix. I don't want you to be Crown Books. I don't want you to be B. Dalton Books. I want you to be Amazon. Does that make sense, you guys? The average salary in the U.S. is something like $42,000 a year, I think. Urban Explorer. Let's see. What's the average salary in the US? I know in the UK they say it's £400 a week, which is about $520, about 9,000 Canadian. I'm curious what yours is. Yeah, if you Google that, and I would love for you to actually confirm this. The last time I checked, it was something like the average salary is like 35 to 45,000, I think, a year, which would equate to, I don't know what that would transition into pounds. I'm not a numbers guy. I'm a words guy. I'm just going to mess that up. My wife handles the finances, not me. And she spends the finances too. Hello. Sorry, honey. I love you. John, confidence and credibility can shine through via videos, everything. And here's the cool thing, John. You don't need fancy lighting. You don't need a fancy microphone. You don't need fancy sound. You don't need fancy tech. All you need is this. That's all you need. Every one of you have one of these in your pocket. And if you've seen the new iPhone 11 coming out, and that just means that all the other phone companies are going to follow suit. So the iPhone 11 is boasting the greatest camera ever in a smartphone. You have everything you need in your back pocket, and you best believe I'm going to get the iPhone 11. You have everything you need in your back pocket. The resume is dead. The whole point of this live stream is you need to find creative, innovative ways to go after it. Use the technology that you have in your back pocket. Use your hands. Use your mouth. Use your feet. Go to the company. Go sit down in the lobby. Say, I'm waiting to speak to the hiring manager. I have my resume. I'm dressed for an interview right now. Listen to what Jenny Tai just said. I want to bring back that comment that Jenny Tai just conveyed earlier. Jenny Tai said, let me see. It was such a great comment because I love it. I've always been impressed by candidates who make the effort to pop in to introduce themselves, and I would interview them on the spot. Go after it. Don't just submit an application and then sit on your knees and pray. It's not going to happen. Go after it. I think the fastest, easiest way, to do that is to do some serious investigative research online. Find out everything you can about the company. Find the person on LinkedIn. Be bold. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the brave. You cannot be bashful. Your competitors are all doing this. You're competing with people who want it more than anything. Do you want a better life? Do you want to be able to have money in the bank just in case, God forbid, your wife's car breaks down, your son needs a retainer, or some kind of medical emergency? Wouldn't you love to write a $500 check without even flinching? Did you know that most Americans, I don't know what it's like overseas, it's probably not that much different, but most Americans cannot write a $500 check, God forbid, if some emergency popped up in their lives. They don't even have that much in their bank account. That drives me crazy. That makes me sad and depressed. I was just talking to my wife. We dropped our kids off at school this morning, and I was just talking to my wife about how upset I am about the educational system, how much the educational system drives me absolutely bonkers. That instead of teaching them, what happened in 1655, which I love what happened in 1655, but I wasn't ready I didn't even care a rat's ass when I was 7, 8, or 9. Instead of teaching them about what happened nobody cares about Napoleon when you're 9 years old. They just don't care. Now, I know there's exceptions and it depends on delivery, but majority don't give a rat's ass about Napoleon when you're 8 years old, 9 years old. But what about teaching them how to invest? What about teaching them what to do with money? What about teaching them how to communicate with one another, how to socialize, how to be a better communicator, how to better engage with their imagination and creativity and critical thinking? I think critical thinking skill. I have a video on my channel all about the critical thinking, why I think critical thinking skills are the most important skills, or sometimes they call these the soft skills, which is an asinine adjective to give those skills. I call them the essential skills. What do you mean soft skills? They're the essential skills. Every molecule of success that I've been able to accrue in my life came because of this dude right here, my ability to communicate. My ability to communicate who I am, my ability to make other people feel like, wow, this guy is here to help me. This guy's here to actually serve me. This guy actually cares. Okay, and you have to back that up with an authentic, purpose. You have to back that up with an authentic, genuine desire to do that. It's not that difficult. It's really not. The Urban Explorer says, so the average American gets double the UK. That's crazy. Wow. I didn't know that. Neil. That's pretty intense. And it's interesting to me because I feel like I know that there's always going to be, extraneous circumstances and exceptional, there's always exceptions. But I think for the most part, I think people have this barrier inside their own brains where they actually feel they're not valuable enough to go get what other people can get, what the winners can get, which is absolute asinine. I mean, I was a guy in grade school who actually thought he was going to be a loser. I didn't have any confidence in grade school. Even I'd say in high school, I didn't really have any confidence. I didn't really start gaining my sort of confidence, and it really came from, self-education. It really came from self-investigation and understanding who I am, which is why I talk about mindset all the time on my channel. I suffered from a lot of depression and anxiety as a young man, and I took all the pills they wanted to give me. I went to all the doctors that were so-called experts and psychologists and this and that, and none of them helped. All the pills made me feel sick. All the doctors couldn't help. It was only when I decided to dive deep into my own chest and self-educate myself. And it was all about timing, which is why the whole education model is just totally a disaster. It was on my own time, on my own terms. It was when my interest peaked for certain topics, for certain subjects. It was when my passion was what fueled me, not obligation, not because of a stupid grade, not because of a stupid piece of paper, but because my genuine interest to be the human being that I wanted to be was the fuel behind what I wanted to learn and what I wanted to digest. That I became confident in myself, and that grew. And that grew. It grew from a natural root. It grew from a natural epicenter deep inside me, which is why I talk about self-investigation, self-realization, and messaging, mindset and messaging. That's what my whole channel is about. It's everything. How can you be a good parent if you don't know who you are? How can you be a good manager if you don't know who you are? How can you be a good leader if you don't truly understand what it is inside you that makes you you? If you don't know exactly what your purpose is, what makes you tick? It's not self-consciousness, it's self-investigation, it's self-actualization. Because self-consciousness leads to anxiety. When you're self-conscious all the time, it usually spawns and breeds a lot of anxiety. And so this is why I talk about these things. These are the cornerstones of what I want to talk about. And so I think that the reason that most people, and I'm not a big believer in statistics. I think human beings are bigger than statistics, but this one seems and resounds pretty truthfully. I think the reason most people are not making the type of incomes, and they're stuck at jobs that they hate, and they're stuck in ruts, and they're not doing what they really want to be doing, is because they've got that inner barrier. They've got that inner demon, who I call the eternal doubter. It's that little guy that lives inside every single human being. And his favorite word is can't. His favorite word is you suck. His favorite word is you can't do this, you can't do that. You're not old enough, you're not young enough, you're not smart enough. It's all rubbish. To use a term from my good friends overseas, it's all rubbish. Jenny says soft skills are being lost in this world of cell phones. As you're sitting here on your phone. It's so nice to have you, Jenny. Urban Explorer. We teach them how history shaped our world, but not the importance of how to secure their future. Oh, yeah. Hey, Urban Explorer, that's comment of the night right there. Love it. Beautifully said. We teach them how history shaped our world, but not the importance of how to secure their future. And I want to go on the record right now and just say, Neil, I love you, brother. I miss you, brother. I'm so happy that you're back, and I can't wait to give you a big Nez Nation bear hug at Vid Summit, brother. Go check out, and by the way, go check out the Urban Explorers YouTube channel. I mentioned this to him not that long ago that, he's got this awesome channel all about the van life, conversions, and, everything about the van life. And my whole memory of my childhood was when my family would travel across the country in our white van, our Toyota minivan, and we practically lived out of that thing. It was just so much fun. We lived on basically, very minimal kind of things, and that's all we needed was each other. And the van was our mobilization. The van was our point A to point B, and it was really our kind of headquarters. So go check out the Urban Explorers channel. It's a killer channel. And he's got a great style and delivery and personality. You'll love it. Go check it out. Lizette Flores. I don't want to forget Lizette Flores. It is very true. When I was in the process of looking for a new job, I went through a staffing company, and they had me create a 30-second video so they could send it out as an alternative to my resume. Smart. Very, very smart. I mean, guys, literally, this is all you have to do. This is all you have to do. Look at that cool little phone holder right there. It's the Niminati. You see that? Hey, Neil, can you guys see this on YouTube? Official member of Niminati. We're gonna see Niminati very soon at Vid Summit as well. Can't wait. Hey, Ryan Stifelson, how are you, Ryan? Good to see you, guys. It's so easy. It is super easy. You don't need anything fancy. The power of video, the power to distribute, the power to communicate your value, communicate who you are, has never been easier. I call personal branding 21st century communications. Nothing has changed. You need to three-dimensionalize yourselves. Do you understand this? You don't need a DSLR $7,000 camera. You don't need fancy lights. You don't need fancy anything. You don't need fancy tech. You've got everything you need right here in the palm of your hand. You can create a 30-second video. I mean, heck, you could even create, did I just say the word heck? You can create, I don't think I've used the word heck in years. Heck, you could even create a 15, 20-second video. Just communicating. Hi, my name's Professor Nez. I help people with their personal brand, building an online reputation so they can stand out, earn more, grow more, and stress less. How long did that take? What was that, 5 seconds? 8 seconds? Maybe 10 seconds? Work on your elevator pitch. Work on your value proposition. Even if you're searching for a career, it's everything. Most of my clients, so I want to ask you guys in the chat, because the clients that I help out with their resume and LinkedIn brand, I have a 1-sentence professional summary. You know how most professional summaries are like 7 to 10 sentences, and there's this long, chunky, funky. Jenny, I think you'll back me up on this on YouTube. There's this long, kind of litany of fluff. I just call it, it's the fluff vomitorium. It's like, I work well with others. I love people, and I'm this and I'm that. Nobody has time for that. Nobody cares. More importantly, nobody gives a rat's ass about that. Nobody cares about that, okay? Conciseness, succinctness, get to the point. People are busy. People are busy. They don't have time. Same thing with video. If you noticed at the top of my show, what did I say at the top of my show? Okay, I said, people don't buy your credentials, they buy your energy. Bam. Something that grabs the audience's attention. If you're looking to find the ultimate career and job, come on back, because we're going to jump right into it. It is executive career coach, personal branding extraordinaire, Professor Nez. And then I went into my bumper, my intro. You got to let people know. If you're creating videos on YouTube, we've got an unbelievable Nez Nation family over on YouTube and on LinkedIn. John Foster, Sarah Gill, how are you? Marketing strategist. Good to see you, Sarah Gill. Bust me some reactions, will you, peeps? And don't be afraid to share this out. It's not going to kill you to share this out. I'm just having some fun. Make sure you follow the hashtag NezNation if you want some brain-busting content that gets right into your bone marrow. Everything about mindset and messaging. Who are you? What is your purpose? How do I understand what you can do for me? What problem can you solve? That's the name of the game. We have an unbelievable crew on YouTube right now. Urban Explorer, Midnight Madness 4x4, Car Galaxy Studios, Ruben Gutierrez, Jenny Tai. We've got an unbelievable crew. They know that if you don't grab their attention in the first 10 seconds of your video, they're gone. Why? Because we look at YouTube analytics. We look at Google analytics. I look at LinkedIn analytics. I look at analytics all day, every day. Facebook Insights, Instagram Studio. I look at all that stuff. Why? Because my business thrives on making sure that I'm doing a good job of providing value to you. Period. That's it. Sarah, especially if you're a marketer. Yeah, I know. How ironic, right, Sarah? Sarah says, no tech except for a fancy mic. But seriously, what mic are you using? The sound is great. This is an Apogee. Oh, God, I'm going to lose this. It's an Apogee RX something. I can't even remember. Sarah, if you're interested in knowing what kind of mic I have, I will find out for you exactly what it is. It's some fancy name. It is a fancy mic. And thank you so much for saying that I sound good. It's a specific mic for my iMac. It's a specific mic that's really designed for Mac. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will send you the link. I'll send you the name of it. Send me a DM, okay? Or I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. John Foster says, Ryan knows a thing or two about video tools and toys. Ryan has been on our show before. Ryan has been on our live stream podcast before. Ryan was talking about chat bots. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, if you're still there. This was a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. We had Ryan on the show. Ryan is an awesome live video marketer and online marketer in general. And he's a true gent, too. I've had some great interactions and conversations. My buddy he only lives an hour south of me. Are you still in San Diego, Ryan, or close to San Diego, I think? Urban Explorer, painkillers. Midnight Madness says, people removing those okay, so you guys have your own little conversation going on there. Yeah, so Sarah, I will send you the link to my microphone, but you don't need it. That's the point. You don't need it at all. You don't need fancy anything. You've got everything you need in your pocket right now. Most of you might be watching this on your smartphone right this very second. That is all you need. As a matter of fact, the new iPhone 11, which I'm definitely going to get. I'm super excited. I'm going to get the Pro Max or Pro whatever. It comes with 3 cameras. You can shoot in 4K 60 frames per second. And it's crystal. I've already watched a couple of channels. I wonder if Modern Day Tech has done a review of the iPhone 11, Eric, or maybe I know that Marquez MKBHD has done a video on the iPhone 11, but I wonder if anybody else that we know has done a video on the iPhone 11. I can't wait for that to come out. But you don't even need the iPhone 11. I've got this right here is the 8 Plus. I've got the 8 Plus, and I create tons of video on the go with my 8 Plus. I create tons of videos on the go. I created a video for my man Midnight Madness 4x4 on my 8 Plus, okay? And I like to shoot. I don't like to shoot in, if you want to get kind of techie here for a second, I can go there if you want to. I like to shoot in 24 frames per second, 4K 24 frames per second. I like the film look. I actually don't like 60 frames per second. I wonder, guys on YouTube, Neil, Midnight Car, and everybody else, what do you guys like to shoot in? Do you guys like to shoot 60 frames per second, 32 frames per second? I like to do 24 because I love the cinematic look, and I'm old school. I'm just an old dude, so I like the cinematic look. So I usually shoot 4K 24 frames per second. Midnight Madness says, I think I unlocked 4K 60 on my Note, but not 100% sure. Yeah, I know that Daryl likes 60 frames per second. I'm just not crazy about that. Okay, before we go, guys, before we go, does anybody have any questions? Anything at all? Just to kind of sum up here, it's to get the career that you want, to get the job that you want. It is way, way more than just having a resume. It is way more than just having a piece of paper and a LinkedIn brand. Now, those two are very important and they matter. That's why you need to hire me. Or you don't have to hire me. I'm just teasing. But it helps to polish your resume. Make sure you got the right keywords. You've got the right modern, fresh design. Make sure it's succinct. Make sure it's one page. It's actionable. If you're interested, I'll leave a card up above on YouTube. If you're interested, I have an entire resume writing masterclass on my YouTube channel. It's actually on my LinkedIn channel as well. If you go to See All Activity, click on Posts, you'll see my resume writing masterclass, or just go to the hashtag NezNation and search that in the search bar on LinkedIn, and you should be able to see all the content that's associated with me, which the live stream resume writing masterclass is definitely there. Or you can go to professornez.com/live streams and you'll find my resume writing masterclass there. I go over everything you need to do to have an awesome, perfect resume. Okay. And also, Urban Explorer, I want the 11 Pro. I can't wait. I'm totally. Oh, you got the Canon M50. Wow. You're bringing that to Vid Summit, right, Neil? Neil says he's a 60. Yeah, I like the 24 frames per second. I like the film look. I'm not crazy about the 60 frames. I know Daryl loves it. I will. So go check that out if you're interested. But just to sum up, it's bigger than Resume. It's bigger than LinkedIn. Okay, it's way bigger than that. You have to go after it. You have to find creative ways. And capital F, you've got to follow up. I stress this, even if you're a business owner, even if you're a coach or consultant. When I first started my consulting business, that was the biggest void in my business model, was following up. I was terrible at following up. I didn't realize I was losing 40% of new business because of my lack of follow-up. The same applies to your career search. Because you have applied to all these places does not guarantee you jack. And just because they haven't responded, heck, I'm saying heck again, Neil. What in the world is wrong with me? I think I'm possessed. Heck, that's like a word my grandmother used in 1965. Who in the world says heck anymore? What does heck even mean? I think I'm going to bring back heck. You're welcome, Jenny. It's so nice to have you, Jenny. Please subscribe and hit that bell button so that every time we go live, I want to see you, Jenny, and you get that notification. It's so nice to have a real life HR manager and somebody who participates and contributes. You see how awesome this Nez Nation family is, right? Make sure you follow the hashtag Nez Nation on LinkedIn too. And on Periscope, Twitch, let me know what you'd like to see more of. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to come back and answer all the questions. You've got to go after it, folks. You've got to go after it. You've got to get on. Don't be afraid to get on the phone. Don't be afraid to do something that maybe seems a little risque or seems a little asinine or even absurd. What's the worst thing that could happen? They say, get out of here. They say no. I'm telling you right now, not only did I do crazy things to get my teaching gigs during the worst recession that we've ever had, but I actually did create a DVD. I created a DVD. This was way before the iPhone. I had a videographer, which cost me about $3,000 in those days, come to one of my lectures at the University of Redlands and record an entire lecture. And do you guys remember DVDs, those little small discs that look like CDs? Heck, do you even remember CDs? Heck, I'm going to say heck. Heck is going to be my phrase now. I've never said heck before in my life. It's just insanity. Thank you, Jenny. I really, really appreciate that. Good to see you, CK, Construction Cronies, in the house. I created a DVD, and instead of handing in my CV, I handed in a DVD, and I can't even tell you. This is why I'm saying you're so lucky now with all this technology. If you're job hunting, job searching, career hunting, it's so easy now to provide value. It's so easy now to communicate who you are. It's so easy now to three-dimensionalize yourself. Does anybody have any questions for me before we go? And leave it, if you're watching this on the replay, please leave a comment or just message me on any of the platforms, or even email me, nez@professornez.com, Nez, N-E-Z, @professornez.com. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, but it would be faster if you just left a comment down below. If you had any questions, if you're watching this on the replay, or maybe something comes in your head later, I respond to all the comments. It is so awesome to see you guys. It's so awesome to check out our Nez Nation family on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Periscope, Twitch. So great to have you guys with us. I love every one of you. It just means the world to me that you guys are here right now. And yes, Midnight, Car Galaxy Studios, Urban Explorer, CK, Construction Cronies. Are you going to Vid Summit? I hope you are. So if anybody has any last minute questions, please let me know. Lizette says, I say, what the heck? Okay, thank you. I'm not alone. I was starting to feel, my God. I mean, I know I'm a dork and I know I'm just a dumb dad, but man, I thought I had at least a couple molecules of cool left, and I don't think I do. Not if I'm saying heck. Maybe heck is the new cool. What do you think, Lizette? Let's make heck cool again. Oh God, that sounds awful. Jenny, are you asking me, are your books available at Indigo or Chapters? My books are on Amazon, Kindle, KDP, Kindle Direct, but you can go to my website, professornez.com, and just scroll down and you'll find links to all my books. They're micro narratives, most of them. But I would love for you to check them out if you're interested. I don't know if you're asking me that. I'm not sure. Thank you again, guys, for being here with us. I know there's a lot of other live streams. I think Chris has a live stream right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, Urban Explorer. Thank you so much for being here. Anisha Collins, video marketing strategist. Do you teach how to go live on LinkedIn? I'm actually writing an article right now for a pretty big publication about LinkedIn live video. So definitely, Anisha, first of all, just really quickly before I go, thank you, Jenny. Yeah, go check out my website, professornez.com, and you'll see there's a tab called Books, and you can check them out. I'd love for you to check them out if you're interested, and let me know if you have any questions. How to go live on LinkedIn. So I have another video on my YouTube channel, but also you have to apply, because right now LinkedIn Live is in the beta program right now, and it's only being rolled out to early broadcasters, select broadcasters. I was lucky enough to be selected, but I think it's going to be rolling out more and more to more members on LinkedIn, Anisha. So if you don't have it right now, the best thing that you can do is make sure that you apply. Make sure that you apply for the LinkedIn Live broadcasting. And how you do that is just Google, how do I apply to be a LinkedIn Live broadcaster? And there'll be a link there on how to apply. You have to apply to there's an application you have to fill out. That's the fastest thing I can tell you right now. But as far as like, how do you create I've got a ton of videos on my YouTube channel, Anisha, if you're interested. It's just, I'm Professor Nez everywhere. So you just go to Professor Nez. You can just Google Professor Nez, or just go to my website, professornez.com, and you'll find all my social media sites there, linked there. I have a ton of videos on how to host a talk show, how to live stream, how to be a better live streamer, what mistakes to avoid while live streaming. I've been live streaming on social since 2015. I've hosted 3 podcasts. I host one right now, which Anisha, you should subscribe to. It's called the Personal Branding 101 Live Stream Podcast. It's the Nez Nation Live. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Stitcher. We're on Google Podcasts. We're everywhere. So go check us out. iHeartRadio. Thank you so much, Anisha. I appreciate that. Heck yeah. Let's do it. Oh my God. Look what I've started. I've started a new movement. It's a revolution. Heck, it's a new revolution. Oh my God, that's so funny. Hey, DX Trumi on Twitch. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Yeah, thanks a lot, Midnight Madness. I remember that. Oh no, is that true, Urban Explorer? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope everything's okay make sure you send my best, saying her father's not doing well. Make sure that you send her my best, please. Eesh. I hope everything works out. So she did not go live tonight. Okay, man, I hope everything is... I'm sending my best, sending my thoughts and prayers to you and your family, Christina. I hope everything works out. Guys, it has been an absolute honor and pleasure to serve you. It has been an absolute honor and pleasure to be here with you guys. Don't forget, make sure that you click subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to our podcast. All of my live streams end up on my podcast. You might be listening to this right now on the podcast. Thank you so much, podcast listeners. If you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, we'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're interested in getting some insane digital courses that can help you build an online reputation, help you with your mindset and your messaging, go check out beyondtheboxacademy.com, where Mua teaches you everything I know about how I've built my brand, how I've helped clients, how I've helped companies and organizations, how I've became a professional speaker, a paid professional speaker, and a whole lot more, and built a great community. Lobster Pete on Twitch says, I'm looking for a streamer job. Dude, just stream yourself, man. Just stream just stream on Twitch and build something that is of value to people. And watch, you don't need to have a streamer job. You'll have people come to you, and you'll eventually, if you are patient enough and you build it and you don't do selfish promotional posts and content, watch what happens. So many people have been able to build a 6-figure business just from building a strong, standout, unique personal brand that helps people solve a problem. That's all you need to do, Lobster Pete. But I will say this. That's cool that you stream every day. That's awesome, Lobster Pete. I will say this really quickly. That I truly believe there are going to be positions at corporations all across the world. Content creator, live streamer, maybe even podcast host. I believe these types of jobs are going to be the equivalent of having like a sales manager, a project manager, a vice president of marketing. I think those jobs are going to be created sooner than later. So all of you guys, Urban Explorer, Midnight Madness, CK, Car Galaxy Studios, John Foster, Ryan Stifelson, all of you guys who are doing live video, who are creating content, this is beautiful training ground. And I truly believe there will be high-paying positions. People will need, I think every company is going to need a professional live streamer, a professional content creator to build their brand. I mean, they already kind of do. They're just not called, actual like, here's Nez, the live streamer for Pepsi, right? Professional live stream manager for Pepsi. There's not an actual official job title for that, but there will be sooner than later. So you're getting your chops right now, which is awesome. You're building your repertoire, which is awesome. So keep on doing it. Keep on doing it and keep providing value. And watch what happens. Tarkov, I have not about Escape. Have you heard about Escape from Tarkov? I have not. No, I have not. That's not Ninja's new. What's Ninja? What's the name of Ninja's new? Ninja left Twitch, right? What's he on right now? He's not. That's not Tarkov. I'm assuming. Probably not. I'm not really sure. Okay, guys. Thank you so much again for being here with me. I wish you all the best. And if you need any help at all, if you need any help at all, mindset, messaging, personal branding, getting your career going, boosting your career, boosting your position, your authority online, building your online reputation, come hang out with me. Come reach out to me. I'm at professornez.com, or just email me, nez@professornez.com. Connect with me here on LinkedIn. I'm Professor Nez on all social. So connect with me. Reach out to me. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Peace, y'all.